Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing as always, and it's me Joe as always, and today I want to talk about The Crow 2024. Just came back from seeing the movie and I got some thoughts. Now listen, this is gonna be a completely non-spoiler review. I got a lot of thoughts but I won't be spoiling anything, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, you're totally fine watching this video. So I just want to let y'all know that, again, no spoilers in this video. I might do a spoiler review down the line, like a week from now, let's say. But today I want to give you an extensive amount of my thoughts. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So, The Crow 2024, a movie that is controversial because some people really hate the idea of having a new Crow, having a new Eric Draven, and I think these people are gonna be surprised once they see this version, because what they do in this version, it's just amazing. All right, now the biggest question: have I enjoyed the movie? Yes, absolutely. This movie is really, really good. Is it a masterpiece? No, but it's really, really good. It's genuinely an amazing movie, in my opinion, at least. So this movie stars Bill Skarsgard as Eric Draven and FKA Twigs as Shelly Webster, and it's about them, right? Like in the original Crow, but there is a big difference between these two movies. And I think it's nice to see that this movie, Crow 2024, it doesn't strive to be a rival to the original movie. I think this movie even complements the original movie, right? So this is not in any way, shape, or form a ripoff or just a simple retelling of the original movie, because this movie has a lot of original ideas. So first I want to talk about Eric Draven, aka The Crow. And I think that Bill Skarsgard is an amazing actor, and I think that what he was able to do here is exceptional. And he's so mesmerizing to watch, both as Eric Draven and then later as The Crow. He does some amazing things. He's, really talented, and, it was obvious just when you think about Pennywise. His facial acting is just, it's amazing, right? So, Bill Skarsgård is amazing in this movie, and so is FKA Twigs. FKA Twigs, she's really, really good in this movie. She's genuinely a really good actress, because I know she's a singer mainly, but she's been in a movie or two. So, I was afraid a little bit that, she might not be a good actress, but she totally is. And she nailed it. I mean, she was pretty good in the movie, and at times I almost thought that it'd be a great idea to have her as the Crow and not Eric. I think that would be pretty cool, and I think she would nail it because, again, she's so good in this movie. Now, you got Denny Houston in this movie. He's the main villain, and then you got his squad of evil people, and all of them are good, and I think that Denny Houston is a great actor, and I think here he's pretty good as the main villain. Now, he does possess some supernatural abilities, and I don't really want to get too deep into it because that would be in that spoiler territory, but he again has some supernatural abilities, and I think he's great as a villain. He's not amazing, but he's good enough in this role. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the cast. And I think, again, also the chemistry. I want to mention the chemistry between Bill Skarsgård and FK Twigs. It works really well. Like, they genuinely seem like they are in a relationship in the movie. It feels genuine. It doesn't feel weird or fake. It genuinely feels, pretty real, let's say. And I think that's, thanks to FKA Twigs and Bill Skarsgård and the fact that they are good actors. And it's amazing to see him because this movie heavily relies on them. And that's sort of another thing that I want to get into, is the fact that most of this movie is spent with Eric and Shelly. before they are eventually murdered by this, these evil people. And again, most of this movie is with Shelly and Eric still alive. And again, that's why I said that there is a big difference between the original Crow with Brendan Lee and this new Crow. Again, the fact that we're getting a sort of different take, a different movie here. Like, you can watch both of these movies and you'll have a different kind of experience, which is amazing, and I love that. This is not just a cheap retelling, a cheap rehash, no. This is something new, this is something original, and I love it so much. And the main difference obviously being the fact that, we spend a lot of time here with alive Shelly and Eric, and I think that's beautiful and that's amazing. Now, I want to get into Eric once he transforms into the Crow. The action in this movie is pretty brutal and it's pretty graphic. I'd say it's a lot more graphic than the 94 movie is. You see a lot of blood, a lot of gore, and this movie, the action sequences heavily reminded me of John Wick, which is definitely a high praise considering that John Wick franchise is like the best action franchise that's currently out there. So that's definitely something that was surprising how good the action actually was and how brutal, it gets. And one of the coolest scenes is in the opera house that basically takes place in the third act, and it's amazing. But all the fight scenes in this movie are pretty good, are pretty exceptional. The choreography is amazing, and Bill Skarsgard does some great stuff in these fight scenes. So, now I also want to get into the music. The music in this movie is fantastic. There's no cure whatsoever, but the music choices are really good, and they genuinely fit within the themes of this new Crow movie. And, you'll get a lot of grunge, a little bit of rap, and it just all goes so well together. And there are a lot of underground bands. Like, when I looked up some of these bands I have never heard of before, I was just so surprised how good they fit within this movie. And some of these songs are really good, and they genuinely help to create the atmosphere. Also, the cinematography in this movie is pretty darn good. The movie looks beautiful, and again, a big difference between this movie and the original Crow from 1994 is the fact that this movie is much more bright. The original Crow, it has a beautiful, nice, dark atmosphere to it, and this movie goes for a different atmosphere. It's bright. Especially in the first half of the movie, when Eric and Shelly, they are just out and about, the atmosphere is just everything is so colorful. You can see the sun and you're like, is this a Crow movie? And so, you can sort of see that, at least I think, that it's about the love between Eric and Shelly, because everything is colorful, the sun is shining, and that just shows us that they are happy. Now, again, I do want to mention the fact that this movie will eventually get dark and gritty and gothic and just really melancholic in a way. But again, the first half is pretty colorful and bright and shiny, and it actually fits really well. Because, they are experiencing love, and, that's amazing. So, again, it's amazing. The atmosphere in this movie is amazing, and it is a bright contrast to the original. But again, it sort of complements the original. It's a different take, and that's what I love about it. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about The Crow 2024 without spoiling too much. I really loved it. I really love it. I don't give scores out of 10, but it's definitely really high up there for me. I really enjoyed it, and I am so glad that it honors, more than anything, it honors the legacy of Brendan Lee. just because, again, it goes for something different. It doesn't try to copy what the team behind Crow 94 did. They do their own thing and it works out beautifully. And if you have some doubts about this movie, about seeing this movie, definitely go ahead and watch it because it deserves it and it's really well made. It looks beautiful. FK Twigs and Bill Skarsgard, they are wonderful in the movie. There are also a lot of references to the original James O'Barr comic book. So if you're a big fan of that comic book, you'll see some direct references in this one, which is pretty cool. And I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was really wonderful and just really well done and made. And yeah. Now, again, next week I'm planning to do a spoiler talk, but just for now, I wanted to post a non-spoiler review of the movie. And again, if you have doubts, just watch it, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that it's not a copy of the original and that it's doing its own thing, and that's awesome. So yeah, guys, thank you so much as always for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and bye.